So hello there. There isn't really much to say. There's your headline, but I will say some things that are interesting to most of you. Okay, so the first thing I would say is we hope we've started to move in this way. And if we drop significantly out of this area, then I would say that it proves that we've either got a really nasty scammy wick or that there's future downside. Personally, I think it's more likely to be a scammy wick. So there we are. Are we going sideways over the weekend? Are we going down? Are we going up? I'd like to see us go up to the top of this consolidation, and that would make me feel more bullish. I wouldn't expect it to go straight up and through. I'd expect it to go up and probably stay there for a while. It's hard to say. I expect it to go up though. If it doesn't and peters along in a straight line, then it does that. If it starts to go down, I don't think that's a spring, because I really don't see that we've had enough of the parts yet. If it starts to go down, it won't be a spring, so it might be a secondary test or just a fail of this level. So let's cut it down in a trading way. Either you are already long and you have more ammo, or you're already long and have no more ammo. I wouldn't say I have no more ammo, but I'm certainly not allocating any more to this trade. I'm waiting now, but they're in at the right level. I'm watching it, but I'm only watching it to see what happens. I'm in cash and I'm fine with it. I would say you could either do that, or if it starts to drop, you could take a chance and buy some. I think that's the least thing I would do right now. I'd wait for more confirmation. Perhaps you're in the group that's put some in and waiting for another little sign. And I would say that, you know, if you have done that and it starts to go down, I'd hold off for now. I wouldn't be DCAing below here. I'd just wait for more, because actually if you've decided that what you're going to do is wait for a sign, then a drop down here is not that sign. Okay, so that's that one. If you do get it up to the top, then I wouldn't sell it, because actually we're bullish in Bitcoin. However, I would expect it to come down again to the bottom of this range before it heads off up. So if you are someone who likes excitement rather than knowing things properly, then that's fine too. Don't forget, we're waiting for some particular behavior towards the top of this rather than towards the bottom. And so right now I'm sitting on my hands. I've kind of outlined what the chances are and what I think the trade is. I think the trade is to do nothing right now and wait for more evidence. But if you are someone who craves excitement, you could probably sell it a bit higher than this current top, which is around 23. You know, if you manage to sell some at 24 or something, you know, I would have thought that would be a reasonable trade, but I wouldn't be, you know, I would have it on quite a tight stop. Just watch the behavior up there, because, you know, I'm always uncomfortable with my long-term view, you know, trading against it. My long-term view is up, so I don't want to try and take $2,000 out of something that I want $60,000 out. That's a lie. What do I want? I probably want $45,000 out of it in the long run, but I'm happy to, you know, ride this up from, where are we, 22-ish, 20-ish, up to high 40s. You know, that's a large way I think we may go. So for me, mucking about for $2,000, not for me. Right, now this is where I find out no one can bloody hear me. Nobody said that they can't anyway. So let's hope we're up and running. Somebody say hello, because I haven't got anything else to say. For me, the weekend is the weekend. It happens. Whatever happens, happens. Volume's dropped, so nothing significant right now. Yeah, that's news. I mean, crypto Twitter is crypto Twitter. If you follow crypto Twitter, I'm not certain that would make you money, you know. So thanks Murtoto, thanks for letting me know. If you follow crypto Twitter, I don't think that makes you money. So I don't follow it. I keep up to date with financial news, which I receive, but I don't get it from Twitter, and I don't join in the banality. For me, the news is something that happens while I'm looking at the chart. It doesn't make me trade ever. So there you go. All right, so there's people. Oh, Muratoto is watching on both platforms. That is extremely professional behaviour. Right, so I've got nothing else to say. So I just didn't want to just go into the weekend without leaving anything with you guys. Yeah, that's simple as that. If anything happens that makes me change any opinions over the weekend, you know, I'll very likely be telling our subscribers, and then the next day telling you guys. So there you go. Night Trolley bit. For how long do you reckon this sideways action continues? That is impossible to tell, but I think we're nowhere near the end of it. Okay, I think we're at the very beginning of it. If it continues, we may still drop out of this zone. Who knows? But we're in a zone which I like, and I hope it continues. I almost feel the longer it continues, the better. Do I expect some volatility as of today? Quadruple witching out. I have no expectations either way. So no, I suppose not. It's not something it's something I used to do, thinking about that when I didn't really care about this. But now I really care about this, because back in the day I was literally an options trader, so I didn't care if things went up and down. I'm literally buying and selling volatility. Triple witching, I just put my prices up. You know, it's that simple. Or quadruple witching even now, as it is. So, you know, do I think it makes a difference either way? Will there be volatility? Who knows? Sometimes it goes off like a dance whip. Dre 511. What's your general approach to the bear market in general? I'm assuming you mean stocks, because I'm bullish of Bitcoin. I've written a piece about the S&P, and even though it's gone lower than I say in that piece, I still think there's a risk that people get caught shorting a big rally. And so if you read my idea, that's what I think. Well, I don't think necessarily that it will go up. I'm just saying if it does and starts to rally fast, I would not personally be standing in the way. I guess that is the whole moral of that idea. Okay, so I'm not predicting price movement. I'm saying if it does this, then this, I wouldn't be shorting it. So, and I think that's a very easy trap for a lot of people to fall into. You see this rally off wherever the bottom turns out to be in S&P. You see the rally, and it goes quite a way at first, and perhaps you don't touch it, and then it sort of stops, and then it rallies again. You think, well, this is God. I think we've got a recession coming. You sell it, along with loads of other people, and before you know where you're buying it, buy it back 50 points higher. You know, so that's the trade I'm trying to warn you off. Right, B. Steves, I'm contemplating selling a bit of silver bullion so I can buy some more BTC. Well, I don't think silver bullion. Let's have a look at the volatility of silver. So this might just help you be sensible about the reply. I'm pretty sure I've got silver in here. Is it at the top? No. Or let's do that one. So let's have a look at the overall range of silver from 26 to 21. So about 20% range. What's this on? It's on 8 hour. Let's have a look on the daily. Yeah, the range of silver is still 20 to 26. Okay, so if we now look at Bitcoin, look at the range over the same time period, 57 down to 20. Okay, so silver is a more stable resource. You know, you might make or lose 10% out of it. This one, you know, you can see the benefits here, and you can see the downside. The downside 0. So it's basically switching some of your cash out into a leverage bet. So, you know, if you translate what you've actually asked, you're saying, do I realise some cash to have another go? Well, it depends. Have you already bought Bitcoin? If you've already bought Bitcoin, then why do you want to add to it? You know, you've got a certain risk you've allocated to it, and you've done that presumably, and so therefore, why would you add more? You know, because there's no point. You've already got the trade on. Double up the trade when? Well, maybe if you get a lot of confirmation that we're in fact going to go impulsively up, you know, maybe then. But you know, you could liquidate your silver bullion in I don't know how long, but probably in time to catch some kind of rise. So it's cash. Would you put more cash in the trade? I don't know, but if you would, then maybe. And if you wouldn't put more cash into the trade, then unless you're looking for silver to go down, I mean, it doesn't look like it's very high at the moment. So are you really thinking it goes down? Let's have a look. Maybe I'm getting a fool. So it's quite a tight monthly channel, isn't it? And we're at the bottom of it. Monthly stochastic is getting to be a buy. Weekly stochastic is just come out and to be a buy. No, I'm not sure I would count on silver going down. I'm being really greedy right now. Greed will kill you. Just put in what you said you would put in. If you haven't filled that in, add some more. If you have already bought what you said you were going to buy when you weren't all excited and silly, then stick to that. Yeah, stick to what you said you would put in. That is my rule. And, it's hard enough to keep to, but discipline is one of the things you're going to have to learn. None of this it's not like in the movies where you flip the coin and it comes up your way. No, it's really not. It's risk control. You put in what you want to risk, don't put any more in. I will not be putting any more in. Okay, if it drops to 10,000 Bitcoin, I will not be putting any more in. And the thing that I said to all the subscribers, one of the reasons that I was happy to go long 20-ish, well, as in finish my long at 20, was because if we dip below here, I would expect a retest. And if I still feel nervous at that point, so I won't be buying any more at 10, but I would expect a retest of this to get out of the trade if I decide it's rubbish. Personally, I'd be surprised if I think it's rubbish, because I've got cash, and as in I've got spot, and so I can't be pumped out of it. I can't be dipped out of it, sorry. Right, I'm going to go. Take it easy, everybody. Hope that made sense.